It's about that time. It's going to be a hard one, but top 10 Middle Eastern fragrances of 2023. Cheap edition. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. So today we're going to be doing the top 10 2023 Middle Eastern fragrance cheapies. This is going to be pretty hard. 2023 is a big year for a lot of fragrance cheapies. I've got my hands on over 150 Middle Eastern cheapies this year. To make this one a little bit easier, what I did is took all of the 8 to 10s ratings, we're talking, and I put them on my table. And these are like 50. I've got about 50 to 60 on my table right now. And amongst the 50, I'm going to pick out the 10 that I think are like the best of the year. So the first one that I'm going to start off with is one that I'm looking at right now. And immediately I'm like, yes, this is absolutely one of the best ones that I've rocked this year. The performance, the scent profile, I'm all about sexy, spicy. And that's exactly what Legion by Fragrance World is. This, for me, personally, is a 10 out of 10. It's spicy, it's loud. It's not as loud as the original, which is already a pretty, that says a lot. But Legion by Fragrance World is all about this spicy cinnamon dust with some vanilla backdrop and some woods and earthy nuances in between. Most of what you get is these oriental spices with some of that warmth and the naturalistic earthy nuances with a pretty hefty dose of some sweetness here. A great take on Rayhaan Parfums de Marly, and for me personally, an easy decision. This Legion by Fragrance World, one of the best this year. One thing that's very obvious is that a lot of these fragrances on my table is Fragrance World, but realistically, they killed it this year. They came in with a lot of hot new products, and for that reason, they deserve to make it to this list. But the next one I'm going to recommend is actually not a Fragrance World product. It's a Al-Wataniya product, and this is called Kayan Classic by Al-Wataniya. This is the best inspired by of Dior Homme Intense. Plain and simple. It's iris, a little bit of musk, some pear. It's sexy. It lasts a good amount of time on me personally. The first week I got this, it was about 6 hours. After about 2 weeks or a month, this lasts easily anywhere from 8 to 10 hours on clothing. So a really good one that's made a long-lasting impression. This isn't going to go anywhere in the terms of recommended fragrances and all of that good stuff. So Kayan Classic, easily the second one. A next one that I'm looking for in this collection, I really like this one. And not many people are into spicier fragrances, but I am personally. I like Dior Sauvage Elixir, and a lot of people do like Sauvage Elixir as well. This one, however, is going to be more around the peppers. It's emphasized a lot on that licorice. And if you like those aspects of Dior Sauvage Elixir, you're going to love this one. But of course, for me to talk about it, I have to find it, and I finally did. It's called Enigma Une by Fragrance World. The strongest Sauvage Elixir. Sauvage Elixir is already pretty peppery, and it's got that licorice. If you don't enjoy peppery notes, you don't enjoy peppery fragrances, spicier fragrances, then you probably shouldn't be wearing Sauvage Elixir to begin with, but this is going to be exactly that. The most peppery of them all, and the strongest, loudest performance and projector. I know a lot of people like that lattafa's Esed. It's a little bit different. It's got more vanilla. It's softer. It's not nearly as loud as something like this, nor Sauvage Elixir. Number 4 on this list. This one I'm going to have to look for a little bit, and my eyes went to a certain fragrance right away. And this one is called Anaqeed by Fragrance World. Easily has to make it to this list because it's like $55 for a fragrance that retails for like $395 retails. On discounters, you'll find that fragrance for like $225, Latent Exclusive. This one, it's always around $50, $55. Use my coupon, it's like $40. Apple pie vibes, but more grown up. Sexier and aphrodisiac. It's got some oud in the base. Not animalic by any means, but it is a mature, grown man's manly scent, man. You're taking her, that was a lot of mans. You're taking her out on a date, she's sophisticated, you're sophisticated. This is it. This is it. Very sexy. One of the higher end or higher quality fragrances, definitely dupes. And it's no surprise, it's duping a $400 fragrance. All right, so we're at 4, and I'm looking at the collection, and I'm like, which one really stands out? I have to mention this one. It wouldn't be honest if I didn't mention that this was one of the best this year. And I kind of want to pull out Khamrah, the original, but if I'm being honest, at this point in time, I would recommend the Qahwa over the original. And let me tell you why. So is there a redundancy? Yes, there is a redundancy. In my opinion, there definitely is. This, however, it's stronger, it's bolder, it's more unisex than the original. It's not going to smell 100% the same, but it's in the same vein. It's got the same scent profile, done just in a little bit of a bolder way. Literally that, it's as simple as that. Take the original Qahwa, or take the original Khamrah, add a little bit more of a depth, take away a little bit of the sweetness because of that bitter coffee that's in here, and that's what you get with this one. Still a very sweet fragrance. It does tone down the levels of sweetness, makes it a bit more unisex, and it lasts longer than the original as well. So yes, number 5 is going to be Lattafa Khamrah Qahwa. Number 6 is probably one that I haven't even made or released the video yet. Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomad cologne of 2023. I've been looking for a good one. I came across the Maison Alhambra. I came across the Dusk Royal collection, or the Woods collection, and that was a great one, Royal Night. But this one tops them all. It's an extrait de parfum. It's the strongest of them all. It's the most diffusive, so the sillage is the best, and it's the longest lasting. And this one flew under the radar. By F.A. Paris is their niche line, and it's called The Shadow, Extrait de Parfum. So The Shadow is exactly that. Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomad, the highest quality smelling one. This one comes with a little bit higher of a price tag, but you get what you pay for. The bottle is very heavy. The cap is also very heavy, but also a 10 out of 10 in terms of scent profile. This does not smell cheap whatsoever. None of these do. I mean, that's already a thing of the past. If I mention the fragrance and I don't say it smells cheap, for me, personally, it doesn't smell cheap. I wouldn't feature a fragrance that smells cheap and recommend it for purchase or anything like that, at least in my opinion. But quality control is a real thing. And with a lot of these fragrances, I can't always guarantee that they're going to give you the best quality. And my batch could differ from yours, so that's the disclaimer on that. But as far as the fragrances that I have and I'm, personally reviewing, I've got a pretty high-end taste. I like my luxuries, I like my Rolex, I like all things of that, but I also love saving money, and who the hell doesn't? The Shadow, yeah, it's a good one. Another one that wouldn't be right if I didn't mention it because of the amount of attention that I've personally been giving this brand, and these fragrances specifically, it wouldn't make sense. It's a $30 fragrance, it's got a perfumer, it's not the highest quality smelling fragrance out of this entire list, but this is one of the most impressionable houses of 2023, and it's obviously going to be the house of Rayhaan. And I'm personally holding up Ocean Rush. Check out the dent on this bad boy, and it's only been about 2 months. Let's put Nautica Voyage side by side. It's in the same realm as that cheapie. It lasts longer. Granted, it doesn't last the longest in the world. You're going to get about 6 hours of performance. It's an average performing fragrance. It's not bad. It's a daily scent. It's a no-brainer, and we're talking about specifically Ocean Rush. That's not the case with all of their fragrances. There's another one that's called Pacific, and that one, if you like Invictus Aqua, it's easier, it's more mass appealing. A lot more people will like that one because it's sexy and sweet. That one lasts also an average performer. Ocean Wave and Pacific. Not going to be 10 out of 10s across the board, but there are a lot of fragrances from them that they deserve to be in this list. I mean, half of these fragrances are more than that. Legion is about 40 to 45. Anaqeed is about 50 to 55, and Lattafa's Khamrah is like 50 to 55. So with all things considered, for 30 bucks, it's a great house to jump into if you're in that price bracket range. So don't shoot the messenger. They're still very good at $30. We're down to 3 now, and I'm looking, and one caught my attention right away. This wasn't released in 2023. I don't think so, but easily one of the best ones for sure. This is Marc & Victor Eau De Spice Extreme. Sex bomb, straight up. But this smells pretty damn good. It really does. Spices, vanilla. Yeah, I can't even, man. I can't even. It looks like you took the original and just squeezed that mother lover until you got this bad boy. Smells so good, though. All right, we're down to the last 2. It's a brand that had a fragrance that went viral. I'm not going to put the viral fragrance up. It's Harima Sultan. A lot of people, it's that TikTok fragrance that a lot of people are faking, and it's the oil. It smells like tropical and all that good stuff. This brand, though, they made one that is a sleeper. This is a fantastic fragrance that's inspired by Invictus Victory Elixir. I love this fragrance, and I forgot to put this one in my top 10 must-haves. Well, honestly, it might not even be anymore. So for that reason, Khadlaj, yeah, Epoque Artistique. That's what this is. It's Invictus Victory Elixir. So sexy, complimented the first day that I rocked this bad boy, and it lasts easily 8+ hours. I took a shower with this on my hands, and I'm a scrubber, and it was still there. It was faint, but it was still there. On clothing the next day, but on skin, about 8 hours. Sweet, sexy, spicy, seductive, syrupy, with earthy nuances. That makes this one an aphrodisiac. It's always that dirty edge, in a good way, that makes fragrances, for me personally, sexy. It just gives it that little bit of bite, and that's what this has. Epoque Artistique. One more. We're down to the last. Oh yeah, this has to be on here. I'm not going to stop recommending it. It's called Jack of Clubs by Fragrance World. La Nuit de l'Homme. If you're into La Nuit de l'Homme, this bad boy right here, they released a blue version, which basically smells like that with a little bit of blue nuances. Makes it last a little bit longer, actually. And I think that was the response to longevity. And these are the top 10. Oh, dude, I should have recommended Tobacco Myth by Fragrance World as well. Very good, a sleeper. There you go, a little bonus. But anyways, those are the top 10. Wait a minute, no, we're we're at 12. Okay, that was 12 fragrances. So there you have it. Top 12 fragrances of 2023. Middle Eastern cheapie edition. And there's probably plenty of other fragrances that are just as good. I didn't disclude or include a fragrance for one reason or another, other than the fact that they're sitting here in front of me. A lot of highly rated fragrances. I put them specifically here for this list. Whatever caught my eye and was significant enough, I mentioned. If you enjoyed watching this video, or if you have any one of these fragrances, share your thoughts down in the comments section below. While you're down there, make sure to leave that like, hit the subscribe button, and until the next video, peace.